So, Jerry, I'm not calling you a liar. I am giving you the gospel. You completely missed the point of my video that I sent you. Okay? So, I gave you the true gospel that you're not going to hear from any pastor in the church. The Bible says that the whole world will be deceived except for the very elects. There's 46,000 different denominations that don't obey God. Like Romans 10 says, they have not all obeyed the gospel, which is the refreshing of the covenant, keeping the 10 commandments. That includes his Sabbath day. They all worship on Sunday, not entering into his rest, his perpetual covenant, his mark on his children. He did not change the day, Hebrews 4. The Bible tells you that there's going to be no place clean, Isaiah 28. There's going to be a falling away first, and that's all the churches. That's why he commands you in Revelations 18 to come out of the churches. Come out of her, my people. The whore and her many harlots. You didn't hear my message to you. If you keep the 10 commandments, you eat clean. He'll send you his second comforter, the Spirit of truth, that will teach you all things. So he can abide in you, and you can have that second advocate. Tribulation's about to occur. From what you speak tells me that you do not know the gospel. That's why I gave it to you. And by your words you will be condemned. What you speak comes from your heart. I know you don't know the truth. That's why I gave it to you. I'm hoping that you will hear it. Humble yourself and look at what I gave you. There's a lot of Christians that say, oh, I keep the commandments, but they break every single one. They do pagan idolatry, the sin unto death. In 1 John chapter 5, Christmas, Easter, the whole reason why the northern kingdom was scattered to the four corners of the world. Jeremiah 10, Jeremiah 4:7-44, honoring Ashtaroth, Ishtar, Easter, Queen of Heaven. They baked cakes too. Why do you think Yeshua told the Pharisees they're whitewashed tombs? You cannot whitewash the holidays. He tells us to worship him in spirit and truth. He gives us his spirit of grace so we can keep his commandments, so we can receive that spirit of truth that's only given to those who obey. You Christians willingly sin every Sabbath day by not entering into his rest. They don't keep it holy. They work, they buy, they sell. He tells us to keep it as he commanded to keep it in Deuteronomy chapter 5. Yeshua rose on the Sabbath. That's why he's Lord of the Sabbath. And Hebrews 4 tells you, even if he didn't rise on the Sabbath, if Yeshua had given them rest, would he have not spoken of another day? And he never spoke of another day. Therefore, there remains a rest. I sent you a video hoping that your eyes would be open, but the Bible tells us that you won't hear, most likely. Whether they hear or forbear, tell them anyways, because there are some people that will hear. Woe to the pastors who scatter his flock. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. And this is how we know that we know him, when we keep his commandments. And those that say they know him and keep not his commandments are liars, and the truth is not in them. That's your Jeremiah 23 pastors who've turned the grace of God into lasciviousness. teaching you burden of the Lord, Jeremiah 23. What's burden of the Lord? 1 John chapter 5, for this is the love of God, to keep his commandments, and his commandments aren't burdensome. They're not grievous. If you do Christmas and Easter, you did adultery on the Father. You have other gods before him. If you wear a cross around your neck and between your breasts, Hosea 2:2, Isaiah 44, Revelations 13, the image made onto the beast. You have an idol, breaking his second commandments. That makes you blind, deaf, and not walk in the ways of the Lord, Psalms 115, 135. So they hear not, they see not. If you think that his son is Jehovah and believe in the Trinity, and you call him by the name Jesus Baal, the one who came in his own name, that Yeshua warns you not to accept. The Messiah that Constantine created, mixing the profane with the holy when he made the image made onto the beast, that had horns like a lamb, that came back and had casted down fires, did many wonders. The false Messiah who convinced them to make the image made onto the beast, that had a wound by the sword and did live, the Messiah who was stabbed and rose on the third day. For there's many messiahs that will come after him, proclaiming to be him. There's 46,000 different denominations who proclaim the false Messiah, Jesus, who came in his own name, that teaches you you're under favor. You can break one of those least commandments, and you can be tolerant of others who break one of those least commandments. Matthew 5. If you break one of those least commandments and teach others to break them, you will be least in the kingdom of heaven. But those that keep them and teach others to keep them will be great in the kingdom of heaven. You break one of them, you break them all. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. You didn't understand my message to you. What does he say? Even if you don't say a lie to someone, if you say you know him, and you keep not his commandments, you are a liar. And the truth isn't in you. Christians steal from Jehovah, trying to create another way into the kingdom, their own way. They sell their inheritance for a meal, doing pagan holidays. They are filled with covetousness. Just like the Bible says, people will be lovers of themselves, covetous, truth breakers, covenant breakers. The covenant that his son confirmed with many for 1 week and ceased sacrifice midweek Wednesday. Daniel 9. That he was prophesied to refresh the 10 Commandments. Keep the 10 Commandments, keep the Sabbath day, eat clean. These are the 2 covenants that you have to keep to be grafted in, to be his people. And how peculiar are they? Not of the world, set apart. That means you don't do worldly things. This is why the world neither knows or seeks him. John 14. They don't keep his sayings. Therefore, they don't love him. Comes directly from Yeshua's mouth.